mission critical, B, really old, so you don't want to mess with them very much. You want to just fix little stuff. That is very unglamorous work for a coder. A coder likes to do what they call greenfield coding. Here is a whole new field and I'm going to make something new and remarkable in it. That's all on my own. It's A, that's fun to do. It's fun to make something new. B, when you make it yourself, you understand every part of it, right? You know, like if I sit down and write a 1,000-word program, it's, you know, it's complicated, but I wrote it, so I can look back at it now and very quickly understand it. But if I'm a young person and I sit down at my job at, you know, Chase Bank, and I've got like, I don't know, 8 million lines of code here or more, in the tens of millions, and I've got to start chipping away at little chunks of it, spending months or years just to really fully understand what's going on so that I can do tiny little incremental fixes. I mean, that is just, it might be secure employment, but it's not very exciting employment. That drives a lot of young people away from working on these systems.
Which brings us nearly up to the current day. Last month, Wired reported that DOGE was planning to rebuild the Social Security Administration's systems in a few months. The SSA's core logic is also written largely in COBOL. That's the code that issues Social Security numbers, manages payments, even calculates the total amount beneficiaries should receive for different services. And minor changes could result in cascading failures across programs, you were told by people who are in a position to know. But DOGE wants to possibly discard or remake millions of lines of COBOL. Now, it sounds pretty reasonable, because what's wrong with upgrading an old system? Except you argue that part of the motivation here comes from the mistaken belief that because COBOL is old, it's bad, or really the mythos often discussed on this show, that Silicon Valley can always do things better.
There is in Silicon Valley an idea that all the stuff that was done in the past, particularly government stuff, is inherently inefficient and terrible, and we could do it so much better, faster, and I guess, you know, with better perks and new cool things. And the problem is that again, a lot of this code is actually really good and really fast, does its job really well. And B, the idea that you could sit down and, you know, in 3 months figure out everything that this unbelievably complicated Social Security Administration system is doing, and then replicate it, you know, to rewrite it line by line in a new language is absolutely bonkers.
And you said that banks have thrown millions of dollars at this problem.